Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. Do the same at the Grizzly Gentleman, same promo code, 10% off at checkout. Both of these are fantastic deals, and they help support the show. What is up, Planeswalkers? Theurx6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. And like I did yesterday, I'm going to ask you at the start of the video, please like, comment, subscribe. All this stuff really does help, especially if you head over to my second channel where I post non-Magic the Gathering content. Let's hop into the actual video. We're looking at a new deck. By new, I mean very old, but I had to bring it back. It is. I just realized I'm playing Rakdos 2 days in a row, but guess what? I don't care. Sick of green, sick of blue. Let's do this instead. I'm dying. Rakdos discard. I did kind of try to make this Grixis colors, but the mana and everything was a little smoother with just Rakdos. So this is a discard deck where we have the win cons in forms of Kroxa, Waste Not, Nyxathid, Liliana, Angrath. A lot of these cards discard and they have extra value to them. And I think that's very important to note. When you're playing a discard deck in a format like Historic, you want to make sure that your cards aren't necessarily just discard cards, because then you often will face a situation where you and your opponent are in top deck mode. However, if the majority of your cards don't really do anything by themselves, then your opponent's cards are on average going to be stronger than yours. So it is important not to have too many discard cards, but still, this is the deck I'm rocking with. I will admit Duress is something that I'm not sure I want with the amount of goblins around. In fact, yeah, just because of the sheer amount of goblins, I'm actually going to pull an audible, and instead of have a discard card at the beginning, I'm going to have Disfigures. That's how afraid of goblins I am. Anyway, we have 2 Disfigures to open with. As essentially I've just said, it's to deal with any of the early creatures, the Llanowar Elves, Goblin cards, etc., whatever ails you. We have 4 Burglar Rats, a nice early chump blocker that also just forces our opponent to discard. And if we're against a control deck, we can kind of just hit them and annoy them with our little rat boy. We have 4 Waste Nots. Fantastic card. Whenever an opponent discards a creature card, we get a zombie. They discard a land card, we get some extra mana. And they discard a non-creature, non-land, we get to draw a card. Generally speaking, you want like 1 or 2 of these, and then you just want to draw a bunch of discard spells, and then use that to leverage really sweet value. 3 Kroxa, Titan of Hunger's Death. Death's Hunger, shut up. Of Hunger's Death. He's actually the Titan of Sadie. Sadie? I can't pronounce that. Anyway, it forces your opponent to discard. You can escape it. Since we're playing a lot of things that just force our opponents to discard, we're probably going to be able to escape this relatively easily. 4 Davriel, Rogue Shadowmage. We're playing 4 of these, even though it's legendary, because Davriel is a rod for removal. Dude dies a lot, but what's nice is we just force our opponent to discard cards so we can keep him around, so that when our opponent does not have any more cards, we're just dealing 2 damage to him. It's great. 4 Hypnotic Specter is a 3-mana card that forces our opponent to discard when we hit them, but notice it's at random. If you're able to hit this, like when you're going first, you play this on turn 3, you hit them before their 4th turn, you could hit their land, you could hit like their 4-drop or something, and it really can just snowball into your opponent not being able to do anything. That said, it could also be a situation where you play this on turn 3 on the draw, and you just lose because it's 3-mana 2/2, and those aren't good enough anymore. I mean, they're technically never good enough. It's a Grey Ogre, but it does have flying, so whatever. 4 Nyxathid. Nyxathid, yeah. It's a good old 3-mana 7/7, but wait! We have to choose an opponent. It gets -1/-1 for each card in a chosen player's hand. So, if they have 3 cards left, it's a 4/4. They draw a card, it'll become a 3/3. It's a constantly changing scale, so if your opponent ever does have 7 or more cards in hand, it is a dead. But the point of this deck is to have our opponent not have hand, and therefore this should be hovering around the 7/6, maybe 5 range. 4 Liliana, Waker of the Dead. She walks them because they're pets. This 4, I don't know what's up with this graphically. She is great, very similar to Davriel. +1, each player discards a card. It does force us to discard, but as I said, not too big of an issue. Either we're going to be discarding cards we might not necessarily be able to use right now, extra lands, etc., or we're in top deck mode anyway. And then each opponent who can't loses 3, fantastic. Her -3 is actually quite nice because it allows us to kill something that even might have indestructibility or something like that, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. Note, this is cards. The first time I read this, and like 7 times afterward, I kept thinking this said creature cards in your graveyard. No, it's just cards. If you have 4 cards in your graveyard, this is a -4/-4. Carte blanche. It's real nice. -7, you get an emblem. If you get to a point where you're embleming, I don't know how you haven't won yet. 2, Rankle, Master of Prankles. We're only rocking 2 of these because we're not always going to be able to use them to its fullest. Arguably speaking, we could have something else there, and I'll talk about a couple of the other options that I did think of, but still, it's a nice way to force your opponent to discard, maybe force your opponent to sacrifice, because we do have access to Burglar Rats as nice sacrifice fodder. We could technically even get rid of Hypnotic Specters and stuff if they have outlived their usefulness, but overall, it's just a decent card to have. 2, Carnival Carnage. Carnival is very similar to Disfigure. It allows us to hit some early game creatures. The reason I did add in the Disfigures is because I want to be a little bit more consistent with that. And then Carnage, of course, allows us to just dome someone. They lose 3, they discard 2 cards. That's nice. It's just a nice card to have in top deck mode. And then 3, Angrath. We force our opponent to discard a card and lose 2. We can also gain control of a small... Well, you can gain control of any creature. If it's small, it just happens to get sacrificed, which is nice. Excuse me. And of course, -8. If we get to that point, I don't see how we haven't won yet. This is the meta base. Arguably, I could be running temples. I didn't want to. Maybe I should run a couple. I just don't want to have too many hands that aren't nice. So we're actually going to do this and this, I think. We're going to get rid of one of these just so we have fewer situations where we're getting kind of the raw end of the stick. Then I did say there are a couple of cards here. Drillbit was an option. It does allow you to hit any non-land from it, but we would have to hit with almost just Burglar Rat, so it didn't seem worth it. Elspeth's Nightmare is very nice, don't get me wrong. It really does help against the aggro and control decks because of what it can do, but I didn't know if it was worth it. Technically might be worth more than the Hypnotic Specter, who knows. And Tuber Exarch is nice because it allows us to get back a Rankle or a Nyxathid or what have you, or discard, but 4 mana 2/2 doesn't cut it. Fel Spectre is great because it deals damage when our opponents discard cards, and it forces an opponent to discard a card as soon as it comes in, but I felt I was going to go with Rankle. Liliana's Reaver is a decent card. 4 mana 4/3 with Death Touch, not bad. And when it deals combat damage to a player, they discard a card and you make a zombie. Not bad. I just liked the haste of Rankle, as well as a bunch of the other stuff that Rankle can do. So we're going to play this. We have not, I don't know why I'm saying we. I've not yet practiced with this deck or anything like that because I don't care. We've gone from one Rakdos deck to another. I don't care. I'm just trying to have fun. Morty. Morty, listen. I don't know, Rick. All right, what are we doing? I do have a couple of Discord questions that I'll get to in un moment. Long forgotten sexy. SXE fill or... So we do have a nice waist knot on turn 2. Nothing afterwards, but we are going first, which is nice. Do I want to Fabled Passage now or later? I'm actually fine Fabled Passaging now, because it technically does thin the deck a little. Uh-oh. So this could be tokens, it could be Mardu vampires, which would be strange. I mean, it could just be like Boros. Not what I wanted to see, but I can do that on turn 2, or on turn 3. Which is one of the reasons we have these in here. It's tokens. Alright. Boros tokens, potentially. I'm going to go ahead and Burglar Rat. Get some value going on here. Get to draw a card. Always nice. Technically should have templed first, but, you know, whatever. Carnival, Cruise Line. Yeah, I'll keep Carnival, Cruise Line. Rankle, Master of Prankles is not necessarily the best here. And that's unfortunate. We are going to block the 1/1. Never mind. Didn't seem very valuable in my opinion. I'm actually just going to Carnage them. Yeah, it gets rid of 60%, 66% of their hand. And I get 2 mana and I get to draw a card. So the 2 mana wasted, unfortunately, but I should have a board wipe in here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I didn't consider having a board wipe in here. So I should have done that. Note to self. Board wipe more important. I'm actually going to kill one of the goblins. And then I'm going to steal this. No, that's not going to do enough, is it? No. No, I'll still be 1 off. Because they have the Adanto. So even if I Angrath steal that, I go up to 3. I can block 1, but they're going to have the Adanto. If I Angrath, steal that, attack with both, sack that to the Rankle. They still sack 1, I still die. Hypnotic Specter. Can block 2, still die. Liliana. Kill 1, blocks 2, still die. Sorry, I'm just trying to go through all of the options. And since I don't... If I had 1 more mana, I could obviously attack with Rankle, force everyone to sack, play 2 things, then I would still live. No, I wouldn't. Attack, sack, block 2. I still die. Yeah, unfortunately, I think it looks like I'm dead. I'm gonna force them to mess up, I guess.
Please, your crew for my freedom. A fair price.
Because if they make... Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're smart. Because they theoretically could have blocked with a Danto. Like, they could have made the creature and then blocked, but yeah, they're just going to go all in. You know, GG opponent, I'm going to give them this win, you know. No reason to just concede. Fine. Fine. I mean, I am playing a control deck, right? This is a control deck. Watsy, please give me smallpox. Not the actual disease. I do not want that. Let's yeet a couple of these. Do you want Cries or Pestilent Hazes? I guess I'll take Pestilent Hazes. Because then I can deal with Planeswalkers. Although I'm probably not going to use it for that as much, but still. I can do it. Alright, let's hop back in. Got a couple of Discord questions. I'm actually going to skip the first one I have because that's more involved. And answer Board of the Night Esper fans question. Would you rather be in a pod, EDH, or Commander, with Send Triplets or Skithrix the Blight Dragon? Skithrix. Send Triplets, I've never seen like an interesting Send Triplets deck. I've seen like flavorful Skithrix the Blight Dragon deck that don't plan on just killing you, just Monica. So I just prefer that. Play a Swamp, hold up this nice Disfigure. Or not. We'll go ahead and play this Blood Crypt. So we'll have this Disfigure. Oh gosh, it's Ramp. Okay, Davriel is a nice hit here.
Dealing with you would be perish the thought.
Okay, so it is just straight Ramp. Okay. Okay. So we can, I mean, they're gonna discard one of their lands, certainly. Nyxathid. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and fetch. I'll get a red source. I don't think it actually matters, but Might as well. Then I will Rankle. Do this.
Let's tidy up in there.
Then I will attack. I'll force both of us to discard. I do not want them to draw. I'll discard this Disfigure. And the plan is just to have a lot of Nyxathids, I guess? Get rid of Storm's Wrath. Okay, that doesn't bode very well. I have 7 mana. You're kidding me. You... C-word.
Finally.
Okay, well, Nyxathid is still pretty decent. I should have Kroxa'd there. That was dumb. I should have Kroxa'd. Okay, explore. Cultivates. Okay. Play the land. Do it. Do it, coward. Do it. Gotta get through for that extra damage. Yep. Anyway, Blood Sun, that's fine. Okay. I would not mind another land, so I can Kroxa. It's not another land. I'm pretty sure I don't know both of these. We're gonna Hypnotic Specter, I think. Can this hit anything? 1 damage to target creature or planeswalker and 1 damage to that permanent controller. Technically, no. I just have to miss the colorless monsters. Storm's Wrath, sure. My Nyxathid's alive! Nyxathid for the win! Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Alright, for what it's worth, we were very lucky that they whiffed. But, anyway. Krups asks, got any theories for the expansion after Zendikar Rising? I don't have any theories, but I will talk about the places I would like to see. I'm just going to go in essentially no particular order. Going first, we have Kroxa turn 2, turn 3 this. Yeah, this seems reasonable. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, yeah. Yeah, seems fine. The fact that we get to go first is also quite nice. First up, and once again, these aren't in order, is Kaldheim. Kaldheim is a snow... I'm going to keep messing up the white balance, I don't care. Or the brightness. Kaldheim appears to be a snowy place, Viking-inspired. I would love to see a set like that. If it's a land, it's going away. I just think it'd be very fun to go to. We'd see snow again, although they would have to, not do horribly. Kroxa, this is... I assume this is going to be, based on this, this is probably a Kethis combo deck, which I think I lose to. It's Rainbow Golos? Rainbow Shrines, perhaps? Or just Field? Just Monica? It's possibly just Field. But I'm hoping that my Spectre will live. This is probably just a Growth Spiral. Yeah, hoping my Spectre will live, because if I'm able to start hitting them with it, it'll be quite nice. But yeah, Snow Viking land would be pretty dope. Next, of course, Vryn, Jace's homeland. I think it would be interesting to see the whole Mage Rings, kind of see what all that nonsense is about, and explore some of that backstory for Jace, because I don't dislike Jace when he's written well, like an Ixalan. I thought Ixalan Jace was great. So I guess this is just 4-color. Go yourself, Fairy. I guess it's just 4 color. You didn't. What? In what world was that correct? I'm hitting you in the face, dude. Thanks for the mana. Thanks for the zombie. Wait. Okay, Shatter. Sure. I'm gonna yeet my Waste Knot, that's fine. I have Pestilent Haze. Or I could just Rankle. I'm just gonna Rankle.
That didn't go according to plan.
That wasn't according to plan. Next up, Moag. It just looks like a very nice place to chill. This is the Field of Summer on Moag, and it just looks like a nice place. Sometimes you just want to go to a nice place, you know? Gross Power, yeah. Ooh, hello. Damn, the discard's first.
Run now, and I might spare your life.
I think I have to get rid of Waste Knot.
You think too much.
I want to keep Liliana around, so I'm going to keep Rankle up as a blocker.
You think you're so tough.
Sure. Nyxathid. Not bad.
I really don't care about your plans.
Yeah, my Liliana is quite protected. And we win. I love when the discard comes together. I have the name. I need the reputation. Next up, what is this place? Iquitana. This is called the Aetherflues. It looks like this is where Narcomoebas are OG from, and this looks like a plane that is kind of just aloft in the Aether. Not the Aether. What am I looking for? The Blind Eternities. It really does look like this is like kind of a moon rock. I don't know if you'd be able to set a full plane here, but it'd be or a full set here. But it would be very interesting to see more of Iquitana. Jeez, do I keep this hand? Yeah, I'm gonna keep this hand. I know, greed, but greed, you know. And we sort of got there, not really. But I do have access to Disfigure if I need it. Tokens of the rug variety. This a Looka deck? Possibly. Well, we're gonna at least not. Hopefully, we're also gonna want not. I'd love to get a black source so that I can play Hypnotic Specter. They miss a land drop. That's quite nice to see. I did not get a black source. I will go ahead and play another Waste Knot, though. And if I do get a black source, then I can just play Rankle, force everyone to discard. Just Temur Tokens. Alright. Awkward. Oh, I see. It's just tokens. Sure. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna disfigure one of these. I'm gonna minimize the damage. I really need to get a I need a land or a Pestilent Haze. I forgot about that part. I really need a black source. I only run 3 mountains. Hope that they don't have a burn spell. How much red do I really need? Not a lot. It still says I should have this much. Really. Not what I meant to do. Whatever. Anyway, the next place that I would like to see is the Plane of I do not know how Wizards would make a name out of this. I'm pretty sure they would make an island like this, or they'd make a plane like this and just change the name, and I would be very annoyed because I want them to conform more to this. Hell yeah. Turn 2, turn 3. I'd probably play one of these on turn 3 instead of this first. But still, it's a decent hand. A lot of resiliency. If it's okay, cool. I was gonna say if this is goblins, not the best hands. Rather slow for the gobos. See what we're playing against. Possibly. No, we don't get to know. We don't know a ton about I believe Ruhan of the Fomori is from here. Okay, it's Sultai at least. So the plan is to make them discard a random. Okay. Once again, that plan is to make them discard a random. No. I would like to hit you with a Hypnotic Specter, please. I'm not mad, I'm just very disappointed. So it's Sultai Control. Yeah, it looks like big giants, storms and stuff. Oh, it's combo Sultai, gotcha. Sultai combo control. I hate my life.
I don't think you'll be needing
that.
Good help is easy to find in war.
I believe I've lost. Next up is Luvion. This looks like it could be a really cool, like, water world. And that's something that Wizards hasn't really, like, explored. And I think, obviously, like, it would be difficult to make it so it's not just, like, blue spells or dominant. But having, like, I mean, they've done Desert World, right? And there's still a way to have all of the different colors, etc., etc. But to have, sure. To have a water world type thing would be pretty cool.
Rise.
It didn't block. I'm a little surprised by that. What's in your hand? Probably just a land. Or an instant.
Mind is a terrific thing to waste.
Interesting. Not exactly what I expected. However, this is a loss. I can't compete with this. Damn. Drawing too many lands. And the last, but absolutely not least, is Belenon. I'll show this one first. And then this one. They just have really cool art on these Plane Chase cards. And I'd be very interested in seeing what the heck Wizards could do with something like this. I will keep this hand. I get to go first. I waste not, Disfigure, Hypnotic Specter, etc., etc. I will be playing Fabled Passage on turn 1 to get a read source. My opponent is on Yorion. I assume this is some stupid control nonsense. Who knows? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. How many legs do you think it takes to get the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world's about to find out. Oh, it was too gross and creepy. Oh, I'm sorry. Gross. The world's about to find out. Oh, this is probably gonna die, but whatever. Hypnotic Specter, I guess, is the weakest card in this deck, and it should be something the hell else. No, let Hypnotic Specter live. Don't be a coward. Stop it. No. Stop. No! Whatever. Go ahead. Discard a land. Give me mana so I can play another Waste Not. Fool! You thought I had nothing. I had another Waste Not. Oh, of course. It's just a field deck. Of course it is. Why would it be? Why would it be anything else? Oh, cool. First things first, I'd like you to discard a card, please.
Perish the thought.
Perish the thought. I'll get a couple zombies, thank you. I want Liliana here. Probably. Yeah, Liliana. If I hit a land, I can disfigure one of the zombies.
Address me as Queen of the
Oh,
Jungle,
right.
please.
Never mind. I forgot I had to discard a card as well.
We're doing things my way.
All I've left you is pain.
I have more zombies than you do, so... I have no idea what this was. Note to self, Waste Not is decent card when you can force your opponent to discard with it. Dude, imagine reanimating this though. Chef's kiss. Teferi.
Let's slow this down.
What you gonna do? Bounce a token? Sure.
Here we go.
I still have 3 tokens left. Interesting. The thing is, what's nice here is if they discard a land, like, it's not the worst. I'm wasting mana.
I don't care about your plans.
Yeah, that's fine.
Only time will tell.
Discard a card. Sack creature. Do I want to have us draw as well? No, probably not. I will discard Nyxathid. Because I might be able to force them to discard again. Yeah, they obviously value whatever's in their hand more. So I'm just going to force them to discard it. Am I? Nah, what harm could it do?
Struggling?
2, 4, 6. They only have potential 8 mana here. So I'm not too terribly worried about it. 1 zombie. Nonplussed. Honestly, double blocking. I don't know what's going on. Beautiful. I just want you to know you're my favorite graph.
You're just fuel for the fires, no fire.
Fuel for the fire. They do have Castle Ventress. You know, that's not nothing. In fact, it's actually something. But they conceded. Oh yeah. Who doesn't love a good discard game? You know what I'm saying? Cool. Won some, lost some. Reasonable. Raisonnable. Then we got a gross, ugly tiger. Tiger. Have one back. We have a vault. Deus vault. Deus vault. Deus vault. Garbage. I still don't know why this is in the client. Come on, Mastery Pass. I'm not patient. I have no patience. You, I don't care. Boom. You don't have to watch it if you skip to a different section. Anyway, I'd like to thank my lovely patrons, especially at Fogwind, for the continued support. If you'd like to join them and support the show, you'll find links in the description below. You'll also find links to my second channel. Once again, I really would appreciate it if you checked it out. Right now, it's just Stone Shard, but there can be a bunch of other content. And for what it's worth, you can suggest content. Like, if you're like, hey, Justin, there's this cool new horror game, or hey, I want you to make what's the word I'm looking for? A tier list video of some nonsense, right? Even if it's magic related, you know, a tier list video of the Planewalker fuckability. I don't know, but you know, something like that. You can suggest that on that channel, and it's I'm more likely to be able to do it because it's not going to necessarily affect my main channel. So it's a lot more wide open. Yeah, check over there. Head over there and check it out. Jeez, my brain's broken. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, of course, all will be one. Because we stand the bad guys in Magic, apparently.